So we are looking at NickoNerd. Obviously, about a week ago, maybe slightly more, I published a video on this person. You may have seen it. It did pretty well. It was responding to their Tipster hit piece, which wasn't so much a hit piece, as much as it was just a soft docs. This person decided after leaving Tipster's, after being booted off of Tipster's mod team for refusing to ban someone who was spamming in chats because they just have autism. This person decided to just like look up all of Tipster's like wage information or something, and like show how much money he made in a video as like an own. Very strange. And they claimed that because of being demodded from Tipster's community, they had a whole mental breakdown where they couldn't eat, they were starving. Obviously, I'll allow you guys to investigate the starving claims as we go through this. But anyway, I covered it. Then Chad covered it. It was doing like the rounds, I think, in the commentary community a bit, because obviously it's just like a totally insane thing to do, and it's probably one of the worst things that someone's done to Tipster. And it was done by not the toxic commentary community that you left behind, but by the new trans NB wholesome, positive Keffels audience that he started courting. So it's just it's just interesting. Anyway, this person, NickoNerd here, says in a community post 5 days ago, this is after Chud watched it. Hey everyone, just a quick notice, but I've privated the other vids due to it appearing on a live stream. Lol. I was not expecting the full rambling mess to land in front of such a large YouTuber, but this is just like a total lie, by the way. The reason we found this, the reason I even found this video, was because this person posted it in Chud's self-promo channel in his Discord, and Bug found it. So the idea that you didn't expect it to land in front of such a... that's literally what you were trying to do. You were also like mentioning Nicholas Diorio in the comments and shit. Whatever. But it happened. Most of that was confided to those in my following, watching me still onward. Okay. I was not expecting my first event to end up being roasted, but I appreciate the harsh criticism. Lol. Honestly, I was not prepped for that vid. I legit was only doing impromptu. That said, those wondering on my modding content. Wondering. I'm retarded. I'm as retarded as this person. I might actually be. Yes, I am working on stuff like that now. Two now. Back to my old project with Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I want to do commentary. So that vid was more so practice. Bad practice. I can't read this. This is horrific. Guess I learned, lol. I need to figure out a formula that works for me. That one blew up more than I expected. I'm still adjusting to this setup, and hopefully I can turn my life around after coming out of homelessness. Great. Yeah, practice being soft doxing's work. Nice one. Okay. Can't wait to see what the final effort looks like. So, after privating those videos, posting that community post, we've now got this new video posted 8 hours ago, 37 views. And we're gonna just, I guess we'll just get into this. It's 45 minutes long. So it's gonna be a big old slog, I think.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is NickoNerd. I have some statements to make about my last video. Two things. Number one is I did not expect it to have the reach it did, and ended up on somebody's live stream that people might have come from that particular channel and came here to maybe see the full video themselves on Tipster and Keffels.
No, it's about Chad.
The other thing is, that particular video, I did actually just wake up and decided to spill out all my thoughts. And probably what I actually should have done was taken that video back earlier and do an entire script based off of it, change everything. My error was not to rewatch that video after I had posted it up. That said, due to my chronic fatigue, I was asleep.
Oh my god.
Do an entire script based off of it, change everything. My error was not to rewatch that video after I had posted it up.
Well, why didn't you rewatch it before you fucking posted it? I feel like any changes, any adjustment, any regret should be considered before the posting. I think that's when you should be doing it. That's when you should be really analyzing this. Gotta be honest. Now, okay. This is the ultimate. Now, I don't want to say faker. I don't want to say faker. I do, but I won't. It's unprovable. Someone may say they've got chronic fatigue. You can never really know. You can never really know. And it's certainly not a fucking excuse for posting a video soft doxing someone. That is certainly not a fucking justification. Come on now. I mean, I don't even need to explain that to you guys, but it's just so absurd.
My error was not to rewatch that video after I had posted it up. That said, due to my chronic fatigue, I was asleep for days on end after posting it, and I did not expect it to have that type of reach. That said, yes, I have made some statements in that particular video that I wanted to retract and rephrase. There was a lot of things said that I probably shouldn't have added in that video. That said, those things added into the video probably should have been elaborated.
Yeah, exactly. They prepped stuff to show on screen. They censored screenshots and edited them in. Like, this was not just a spur of the moment thing. You prepped this. You're a liar.
Rated in like different content in different videos. So like, you know, the normalcy concept. I worded that badly. I have better thoughts when I'm usually typing it out.
No, you don't. That's a lie too. You sound like a fucking moron in this. You're a total knuckle dragger. In every sense. Just like you're an imbecile. Like, seriously. Both of your videos now have been complaining about fucking starvation and chronic fatigue and all this bullshit. Like, you're a mess. You're homeless over being demodded from a Discord server. You're crazy. You're just talking shit.
So, in terms of that, I do want to retract the video in terms of privating it and redoing it. Now, I did do that, and somebody said that I should keep it up. And there is a lot of mixed feedback. There's a lot of positive comments about, you know, exposing Tipster is good, making him look like shit. But then there's somebody saying, like, yeah, I don't exactly look sane.
Yeah, no shit. You look like a fucking lunatic. And you're embarrassing yourself. Like, this is total lolcow behavior. I don't understand why these people get off in thinking that they're cut out for this. You're like a embarrassing punching bag. It's like bizarre. Like, you're out here doxing people. Your first introduction to content creation is breaking like not quite doxing, but soft doxing. Soft doxing through his paycheck. Hinting towards his work. That's your first. You're like breaking sort of like a social norm immediately. The first step you take is already painting a target on your back for the worst types of people, the people with the absolute least restrictions to fuck with you. And you're like constantly complaining about how you're like such a mess, you're a mental wreck, you're a physical wreck, and you're putting yourself in that position. You're like, what are you thinking? Are you thinking? It just seems like such an insane move.
Granted, I just woke up and did the video, so yeah, I wasn't like awake, so of course I wasn't like able to clearly say
Munchausen's chronic fatigue.
what I wanted to.
Jesus.
So I'll probably redact that video and redo the script because I am typing it out. but I'm also doing other stuff on the side as well while I do that.
Very busy person, clearly. You're very busy. You seem very busy.
Since I'm distracted with a couple of things, especially since it was the long Easter weekend, I haven't had time to look over the script and edit it. I also wanted to add in
You've not been busy over the long Easter weekend. You've been laying around doing fucking nothing. Let's be honest.
Context, I feel, eventually, and get that out there. So, in terms of this video, I'll put it out there.
It's like painfully apparent.
The main thing that I was trying to highlight was how I found out Tipster's working in this public school around minors while he's defending his lolly argument. Now, I probably...
Like, look at this. You're like, even in this video, you are now sort of doubling down, essentially trying to set up the conditions for people to contact his work. You're like trying to hint, like, he's defending lolly online while he works at a school. You don't think Tipster's a pedophile. You don't think Tipster's a danger to children. Why are you trying to set up the conditions for people to think it's okay to call his school?
Could have taken that to the side and made a whole argument and case about it. Probably didn't have to reveal as much info. The part that was badly worded was how I was saying it was funny how things happen after people do shit to me. But it's like that.
What the fuck are you talking about? It's funny how things happen after people do shit to me. What are you talking about? Why don't you figure out what you're saying? If you actually just cannot talk off the cuff in any sort of coherent way, write it down first, dipshit. I understand you're like one of the laziest people going. But it's not that hard to write out a simple script with some notes roughly explaining what you're going to talk about. You've done this twice now.
Wasn't intended to say that I will do something to cause it. No, I was actually trying to say that for some reason, right after somebody treats me like shit, such as Tipster did, and there's a particular individual that ended up getting treated like shit afterwards, that shouldn't have, by him, that, I don't know, just there's a greater karma that bounces back at them. And the fact that Tipster ended up having his shit handed to him real hard, just...
What are you talking about? How do you have his shit handed to him real hard? How do you think this has anything to do with you? What are you going on about? What is this idiot rambling about? You're such an... I just can't think of any word other than, like, knuckle dragger, ogre, like... It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Why get up and just like double down on the soft doxing? I seriously, just this person just sickens me, man. It's like this desperate feigned helplessness. I'm just so retarded. I literally can't ever do anything. I can't ever do anything. I'm not gonna put any effort in ever. Actual bed blob shit. Like it's incredibly frustrating to even be exposed to. Imagine having a person like this around you, like in your life.
It's really ironic, and I think it kind of came out in probably a bigger way this year than I expect he had before, considering the backstory on him that I was not aware of. And what I was trying to highlight there was how I've been, during my homeless time, I wasn't like able to keep up with the Keffels and Tipsters drama at the time. Granted, if I was able to be online more and keep up with that sort of thing, I probably would have known in advance. Maybe not, depending on where I was and like what I was looking up at the time. But that said, I think I was throwing out way too much thoughts that I had because there was other ideas I wanted to put out there. And I just think it became a mess more so near the end after a lot of the fact, but it was still kind of messy even in between and at the start. So I probably should have rethought that because I really didn't expect it to have that kind of reach. And I apologize because I don't usually look like a
Like that, there are reasons why you might expose someone's information the way that this person did. Like, say Tipster had been misrepresenting his financial situation in order to like solicit donos or fundraise for something. If you had this information, there are reasons why you would expose it. But this person gave no justification whatsoever. You have to have some kind of justification to take an action like this, and there was none. It's just, oh, I was a digital activist and Tipster got rid of me because I wouldn't ban my retarded friend who was too fucking autistic and unable to behave properly in social situations to stop spamming in this Discord. That's not a reason to leak a bunch of payment details, dude.
Blob. I usually like to wear nice shirts like this and
Wait.
And I apologize because I don't usually look like a blob. I usually like.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let's hear this.
That happened a lot of the fact, but it was still kind of messy even in between and at the start. So I probably should have rethought that because I really didn't expect it to have that kind of reach. And I apologize because I don't usually look like a blob. I usually like to wear nice shirts like this and look
nice shirts like this. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. I'm really amazed. Oh, did you get this from, this has got to be a charity shop or like Goodwill? Is that what it is in America, right? It's fan merch. What is that? Amazing Digital Circus. It's like, is it, this is it? It's like a kid's show. It's just a 3D animated children's show. It looks like Butt Ugly Martians, dude. This was released in 2023. Jesus. Yeah, this is just like fucking... This is pathetic. You think this is a nice shirt? You're like so detached from reality. You don't even know how to dress yourself. You're in like your 30s. You don't know how to dress yourself.
And I apologize because I don't usually look like a blob. I usually like to wear nice shirts like this and look better than I did. But because I thought, oh, I'll just wear a comfortable shirt and one of my caps because I thought just to cover up the hair because like it's still regrowing in from a couple of years ago. So it's still a little bit of a mess, my hair, especially when it looks like I don't know how to describe it, like weeds growing in it.
What are you rambling? It's just yapping about nothing, just droning on in a psychomotor retardation voice. I'm losing it, dude. I have no sympathy for this person. I hate this person. Exposing private information for literally no reason. No justification given. Not even really acknowledged it. Just said, oh, I worded myself badly. Like, that's not that. No one's got a problem with you wording yourself. I do have a problem with you wording yourself badly. Your videos are terrible. However, that's not the main criticism. The main criticism is of this soft doxing. That's the main thing people have an issue with. And you've not. We are currently 5-6 minutes in, and we are nowhere near addressing that. It seems like you're just crying about the fact you looked ugly in the last video, which I mean, look, I move on
right now because like I don't know, it's growing in all uneven. That said, I usually don't come out like that looking like shit. I think I was just really like anxious and wanted to get it out there, kind of have a vent about all kinds of things. And of course, it just hearing it back while the other guy was watching it, yeah, it didn't. It sounded a lot worse than I thought it did because I thought I at least said the things that I wanted to say Clearly, at least, because I was so tired, I guess it didn't quite.
Listen, none of what you say makes it. You're just like droning on and on about nothing in the most like incoherent drawl I've heard in a while. This is just nuts.
Quite come out the way I wanted it to. I currently don't have a formula set out for that kind of content, so as a result, I ended up kind of fumbling it really badly. A lot of gaffes that I didn't intend to say came out in probably the worst way possible that I would not have said in text, because at least if I type it out, I have time to like correct it. So yeah, that was not exactly the type of way I wanted to explain the situation. I still have to go through all that script. So yeah. After that video, I figured it'd be good to like reduce my anxiety with some quality stuff, I will say. And I'm in a far better mood, far more chill. While I probably looked like I was in a calm state explaining a lot of that, I really was just tired. Especially experiencing burnout when I got closer to the end. So it may have looked like I was calm, but I was actually like tired. So it's really hard to see.
No one cares. Literally nobody cares. Why have you made a video sitting there complaining about the fact you were tired in your last video? I'm ugly and I was tired. Don't care. Literally do not care. Why the fuck would you make this video? I cannot imagine having a video on my channel where 10 minutes of it is sitting there whining about the fact that I didn't look good in the last video. This is crazy. Like, it's 10 minutes of, I should have showered before I made my last video. I should have washed my fucking hair. I should have washed my hair.
Yeah, so in terms of what happened to a particular individual, I was dealing with this person who was 16 years old in the chat as I was a
You gotta look farm. What is this? Oh man, what is this gonna be? 1 minute. This is from NickoNerd's TikTok. Let's have a look at this. You know, TikTok's UI sucks, man. Seriously. These Chinese UIs are awful. This is a mess as well. You can see all the fucking stains and shit on the side. What is in there? What is going on here? Look, I do scrambled eggs in the microwave. It is very lazy, but it's not that bad. Dude, listen, there's nothing wrong. Look, they come out fine. Let's look at someone do it properly, okay?
G'day. Looks. Pop these.
See?
This is awesome.
Comes out fine.
So good. So yummy.
See, he's loving it.
This.
I'm skipping to the reaction, yeah.
That is so yum. Oh. Of course, if you want to add some salt and some other things, a little bit of milk or...
Yeah, this guy's so base. So he does it in a chef hat as well. Bro has literally just grabbed a fucking measuring jug, whisked some eggs and stuck it in the microwave, and bro is wearing a chef hat for his bald head. That's fucking epic, man. I love that.
Moderator, I felt like I had responsibility to approach this person who was in distress in the server. Now, I often don't get modded. I'm not like somebody that goes around and just goes, hey, I'll become a moderator. Yeah.
They got your man on no seasoning chart. That's true. That's true. Unseasoned.
Some people like it.
There could have been a bit more go into this, really. But look, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's totally edible. There's no problem with that, really. Wait, we were watching this, weren't we? Sorry. That looks horrible. That looks horrific. Like, what have they put in there? This is just miserable. This is, dude. This is not, this was not the play. That is... You microwave that for way too long. You're supposed to continually whisk 100, like 20 seconds at a time max. This is not... That is not me, dude. That is not me. You have to wait for a pan to heat up, bro. You have to wait for a pan to heat up. It's quicker. I agree, it's better in the pan, 100%. Putting more effort in is always... This is quicker. This is literally quicker. This isn't, because, dude, that the thumbs up. Oh, no. What else have we got on this TikTok profile here? Another meal. That looks horrible, man. Dude, all this talk of eggs, I actually can't do want eggs now. I'm not gonna lie. What's on here? Wait, you've not got... You don't have pets, do you? Why have you got pets? You can't take care of yourself. Why have you got a chinchilla? Dude, it's always the worst people who have pets, isn't it? Always people who can't take care of them that get pets. Why have you got a chinchilla? Jesus.
You know? And so this person was in distress. They're experiencing a lot of issues with their family, being alone all the time, not really... Because her family works in another country and they're both, like, both parents are out. So it was like, I was trying to be supportive and like, okay, but you gotta like find a way out. And like, since I was the one person in the same country as her, I reached out and said, okay, I could provide you some support. And in fact, if it really comes to it, you're welcome to, you know, take a train.
Is this retard talking about?
Okay, but you gotta like find a way out. And like, since I was time, not really, because her family works in another country and they're both like, both parents are out. And so this person was in distress. They're experiencing a lot of to approach this person who was in distress.
Who is this? Who are you talking? Oh,
like
this is
a responsibility to approach this to a particular. Yeah. So in terms of what
Okay, right. So this is the story of why they got demodded. Okay. What's this? 100% of egg microwavers are facing eviction. Guys, that is true. I'm guys, listen. It's bad, all right, guys. I'm close to eviction. I've had to start microwaving my eggs. Okay, guys. It's getting bad, guys. I come once again asking for financial support. I can't afford oil for a pan. I've bought too many Goy Slop video games and too many battle passes. I need you guys to bail me out. Okay, guys. So please listen. If you've got no money, if you're a brokey, I understand if all you do is like the stream. That's at a bare minimum. Liking the stream, I'll accept. Subscribing to the channel, also pretty good, so you can keep up to date. Donating through Stream Elements, that's amazing. Love a good Stream Elements donation. That's in the pinned comment. We've also got super chats enabled, which you can send through YouTube. Memberships that you can buy, tier 1, 2, and 3. You can gift memberships. You can gift memberships to other people in the chat. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman. You can join the Discord. Be part of the community. Okay. We're like a family, really, when you think of we're like a family. We're like a friend group, we're like a family. We all know each other very well. Which is why you should bail me out. By donating right now. Okay? Also go to twitter.com/Kuihman and follow me there. That was such a long show. I really dragged that one out. Thank you.
Happened to a particular individual. I was dealing with this person who was 16 years old in the chat. As I was a moderator, I felt like I had responsibility to approach this person who was in distress in the
You get
server.
to chat, yes, exactly. If you join the Discord server, you might be able to chat to Ethan Stapley. He does make an appearance every once in a while, okay? You might be able to debate him on pedophilia. Let's listen to this story.
Person who was 16 years old in the chat. As I was a moderator,
So there was a minor in the server. Okay, so this person was interacting with minors. Interesting.
I felt like I had responsibility to...
I just want to point that out because they were like, Tipster works with minors, and he was saying that you shouldn't cancel people for liking lolly on Twitter. So I want to keep pointing out this person was interacting with minors. So anything sus now justifies endless soft doxing, I guess. In this person's estimation.
Approach this person who was in distress in the server. Now, I often don't get modded. I'm not like somebody that goes around and just goes, hey, I'll become a mod.
Yo.
Get you some butter for some proper eggs.
Thank you for the $4.20. Butterflies XOX, thank you.
Moderator, you know? And so this person was in distress. They're experiencing a lot of issues with their family, being alone all the time, not really, because her family works in another country and they're both parents are out. So it was like, I was trying to be supportive and like, okay, but you gotta like find a way out. And like, since I was...
Wait, sorry, what they were talking about being in a abusive situation? Is that what...
And so this person was in distress. They're experiencing a lot of issues with their family, being alone all the time, not really, because
why are you approaching 16-year-olds talking about being abused by their family in Discord? Why you should... No one should be getting involved in that, really. You should not be generally, you should not be getting involved in that. That's not a situation you should be putting yourself in. You especially should not be attempting to take on the care of 16-year-olds online. You are more likely to do harm than you are to help, even unintentionally, even if we assume you've got no ulterior motives in any way whatsoever. You are more likely to do harm in that situation. You are a mess.
Family works in another country and they're both parents are out. So it was like, I was trying to be supportive and like, okay, but you gotta like find a way out. And like, since I was the one person in the same country as her,
you shouldn't...
I reached out and said, okay, I could provide you some support. And
What do you mean by support?
In fact, if it really comes to it, you're welcome to, you know, take a train and come over to this area where I am. Like,
You were attempting to meet up with a minor. You were attempting to meet up with a minor off the internet. You found a minor who was being abused online. And you attempted to meet up with them.
come over and I can arrange something like a shelter situation for her. It might not be the greatest. So I wasn't sure how dire her situation is, but
So come and live in squalor with me, abused child. Come and live in squalor with me, abused child, on the other side of the country. Run away from your parents and come and live in squalor with the chinchilla and me.
I also help with her the process.
Don't mind the chinchilla droppings. Just brush those away. Brush those away. It's okay. You can put your pillow on the floor.
Teach her how to cook some basic things. She's like hesitant. She's also a trans woman. She was seeking support.
Oh, also trans. Oh, also a trans woman. 16-year-old women. Okay.
Within the groups between Keffels and Tipster, because that just happens to be what she came across. So she's trans, but she hasn't been able to transition or have support from her parents, especially since they're so far away. And because they're
they've had no parent intervention, no doctor intervention. You've just decided that they actually are trans, and that you're gonna assist them. Okay.
Particular religious affiliation, I don't think felt comfortable, approaching her parents about that. So it's particularly upsetting then. And
this is just an amazing video. Honestly, I'm continually blown away by this individual. This is just epic.
There was a couple of things that came up on my end that I was probably not exactly in a good mood about certain things, and flippant in terms of moderation, whatever. I know that I was particularly annoyed at Tipster's mocking of a certain, was it Ansgar guy, whatever his name was mocking his hoarding issue. But I mean,
good. That sounds fucking based. Sounds like Tipster was being funny if he was making fun of some stupid hoarder. Why don't you try cleaning your fucking house once in a while? Maybe you won't feel so offended by it.
Long story short, his mother passed away and he is obviously dealing with a problem.
Don't care.
And I just felt like that was really shit. So it comes off to me as Tipster is really ableist and particularly discriminatory to people with disorders. He supports Keffels. He'll say,
boo-hoo. He was making fun of... Oh, boo-hoo, he was making fun of Asmongold for having a hoarding issue. The multi-millionaire who refuses to pay for a maid. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, what a shame.
Support the mental struggles and drug addictions that Keffels has, because my parents had it. But it's kind of interesting to me that he'll say that in one end, and then to this individual who was clearly distressed and on the edge of suicide and self-harm.
Yeah, Asmongold literally makes fun of himself. Like, I don't think Asmongold would have any issue with Tipster being like, wow, it's fucking crazy that you've got a fucking dead raccoon fused to your floor or whatever the fuck, yeah.
And shit on by him for that. And there was other moderators that were, like, treating her pretty shitty. Like, yeah, she was texting a lot in huge paragraphs of text in the chat, and it was obviously annoying. But took her to the side and said, hey, just talk here if you want to talk with us. So there was another moderator at the time that seemed supportive. It seemed like she was able to help. But then after, like, I got banned in the first place because I had an issue with how she was being treated or handled in that server with another mod who was also trans. And we had an argument.
Okay,
and I think
explain.
I was modded before that already, so I already wasn't a mod. I still didn't get clarification on why I was demodded. There wasn't really anything.
Does that have anything to do with the trying to meet up with the minor? Does that have anything to do with that?
In the moderator chat that was saying, like, hey, you're kind of doing this wrong or whatever. There was no, like, you know, you should do this a little more or whatever. Like, I was dealing.
You just seem fucking useless. I've got to be honest with you. Like, I don't know why that you would have been modded in the first place. It's not even like it's a high bar to add someone as a moderator in a chat. But I don't know why anyone would make that decision with you in the first place.
With a lot of.
I don't know how you got there.
Fascists coming in, to say the least, and trolls.
So not the fascists and the trolls. Oh my god.
And I don't know, I was just trying to be really supportive as much as I could. But it was not equal support on the server end, especially from a lot of the mods that call themselves like goth mommies and stuff. And Tipster in particular was saying shit about
not
her,
the goth mommies. The goth mommies were being mean to the 16-year-old trans girl you were trying to meet up with.
Going on and sharing gore, and that she was psychotic.
What if they scared her off? What if they scared her off? Oh no, that'd be
For, like, obviously in distress.
Then you
wouldn't
be able to meet up with her.
Like, the most sane or stable things when you're in distress and, you know, having that kind of panic. But there was no proof of anything about her being on an alt, and I'm pretty sure there just happens to be a lot of haters of Tipster. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a troll there that just happened to start sending a lot of gory shit around to the DMs of moderators when that happened at the same time. Like, could have pissed someone off, could have ticked someone off that there was that happening, and maybe they started sending pictures as a result. Now, I don't condone that, obviously. That's really shitty behavior to do to anyone. That said, I do not believe that, because she was dealing with a lot of emotional turmoil at the time and focused on chatting with me and discussing about a lot of things that were happening at that particular moment. So, and someone in emotional distress and such high, ideation is probably not in the state to go on an alt.
Why are you sitting there giving fucking suicide count? I assume that's what she means by ideation. Suicide counseling to people you meet on Discord. Block them. So what are you doing? This is not your place. It is not your place to go and intervene and play therapist for every fucking abused 16-year-old you can find on the internet. That is sickening behavior. Just it's literally bad for you to adopt that liability, for you to adopt that culpability, for you to take on that role, especially if you're the sort of person who simply has no framework, no basis for dealing with it, as demonstrated by your own life decisions, your own lifestyle.
And I wouldn't consider a lot of people very tech savvy to do such a thing, especially given the circumstances of this person. I really don't believe that at all. I would need actually supportive evidence. I've asked him several times for this, and instead he just refuses to answer, continues to block.
Nobody gives a fuck why this person was banned. Nobody cares. You should be banned. You should be blocked. You should be demodded. You should be gone. You tried to meet up with a minor from his server. You've literally admitted to doing that. You just told us. You said you were trying to transport a minor to your home from Tipster's server. You have just told us that. Of course you're banned. Of course you're demodded. Yes, you should be gone. You're in your 30s, I assume. I'm interpreting. I'm reading. Trying to meet up with a 16-year-old from an abusive household from Discord. I would not have you associated. No intelligent person would have you associated with any of their business, their brand, their presence in any way whatsoever. It just would not. Even if you had the best intentions, even if you were really trying to help, you really were just trying to help this poor, depressed trans person from an abusive background. Even if you truly were. No one should want you around, because you're a fucking liability. You are a total liability.
And I mean, he pretty much considers us a nobody, and we pretty much are. We're basically just people in a chat room typing. To him, it's like, I don't know, just doesn't consider people on the internet as having real struggles. Like, obviously, Discord's a different environment for people. That's one thing. But I find Tipster's obsessed with what's going on in a server, and that it has to kind of stay in line with what he feels like should go.
Obsessed with what's going on in a server, trying to stop you from meeting up with Joe. Okay.
With the whole rules he has on his channel as well, especially during live streams, Granted, there's a line. There's a line of what not to say when you're in a chat room. That said, during my time, I've noticed he was very quick to like kick and ban certain people, and I just pass it off like, oh well, maybe they're just trolls he knew from before, and they say particular things that are like not welcome and that can lead to other issues. I did not know the full backstory, and I don't know. But yeah, he's quick to ban. He's quick to like cut off a lot of supporters and a lot of people who are seeking community. Now, granted, after this particular person was banned, she was on the brink of like wanting to end it, and she was like even struggling with school at that point. Because honestly, buddy, like I think it's pretty sad that it ended up this way. That such a young individual ended up trying to seek community and support within such a bad environment.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was a fucking terrible environment for him to be seeking support from, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
And whole Krefl server is particularly toxic. That was crazy. How quick people are to like attack you for having a particular point of view. Especially when I made a comment about Xanderhall. Her community and mods particularly wanted to dogpile me on that. I think I might have bothered Tipster when I was saying like I unsubscribed from Vaj, I unsubscribed from Xanderhall for particular reasons that I felt like were kind of odd. Like particularly Vaj was going off topic at that time, and I just had this vibe of something off at the time. So the fact that the porn folder got leaked, that was particularly crazy. Highlighting
this idiot is just rambling. I'm losing it.
Trying to focus on like you're in like that he's in a particular middle upper class level, and that particular position of like status or class can really skew your view and opinion on people, you know, down the row. Now certainly when I was on camera and when I was tired, that was a real rambling mess. But that's what mental health can do sometimes. It can look like I have control over the narrative, but I did not. And it's really easy and quick to dismiss someone's what they're saying when they're not exactly in
Okay. I had to. I dug a little bit. I just started digging. I got distracted. I digged. I was digging. I searched homeless in this person's logs on Discord across every server recorded by a certain service. And I've just... So here's some messages. I'll read them out in order. Dang, if only I could charge my phone while homeless, though lol. Must be nice to not rely on 1% battery when you need 911. Dang, if only shelters were safe without discriminatory staff. People often sleep on the streets to avoid shelters, so true. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. These are all like, this is all on the, it's all one conversation. It's part of the same conversation. And then she says, call 911. Help, I'm bleeding and will die. Are you homeless? Yes. Oh, well, sad for you. Hangs up. That didn't happen. That did not happen to you. That just did not happen to you.
Mindset to speak clearly. And clearly I wasn't awake, but like I don't think it helps when I didn't really go back and figure out what I was saying and what I was doing there. Because I just felt like while I made the video, I was really too tired. I was really exhausted to like go through it. So I'm hoping to get my energy level back. And since the weather is calling for
I don't think you ever will. I think you're doomed. I think there's nothing you can do. You should just wait around for that energy level to come back. Just forever. You should sit around waiting, doing nothing like you've been doing for the last 38 years. That's why I think that sounds like a good plan. That's a good plan.
Whether I have been able to get a new invigoration. But as far as that goes, when the weather gets extreme,
try stimulants.
I'm unable to keep up. So I didn't mean to like go too much into other topics back and forth. What I wanted to highlight was a particular issue I had, especially when he was defending Wally, and I just found it really entertaining that he was...
I find it really entertaining that you're complaining about Tipster defending Lolly when you've confessed in this very video to attempting to meet up with a 16-year-old trans girl for an abusive background that you met on Discord. And yet you're sitting here concerned trolling over fucking lolly. It's disgusting. It's...
Try to defend Vosh's porn folder. It's ironic because on his server, he was really willing to accuse me of not researching, even though I was like posting a lot of things. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like react to a certain headline in that, but if you're gonna say, oh, do your research, yeah, well, I think my opinions can still stand without really reading into much, okay?
This is just like such an embarrassing retard. I don't actually have to look into anything to have my opinions. Yes, you do, moron.
And you know, of course, I'm gonna like. There's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna say crap anyway. Like, get used to it. I still don't know why he bothers with the server if he doesn't want a lot of people following him or supporting him or being in the server. I just, if he can't, like, he can't really handle it, and it's really obvious. And I'm certainly not one to say that I would be able to handle it, but I don't think I would go as far to be as obsessed as he is with like what's being said on Twitter and everywhere and whatnot. But I think what's interesting is I ended up finding some of these people, like Chud and that. It just happened to get recommended to me, so I thought, oh, that's kind of interesting, because I guess they were talking about Tipster as well. And yeah, I just kind of ended up looking into that, and it's what led me down that area, and yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Now, granted, again, I was not expecting the video to have that reach, especially I didn't really consider like a couple thousand views going to be like, boom, it's going to end up like viral. Because my concept of viral would have to be like higher numbers than that. But I guess I was kind of mistaken, considering that I guess this particular topic has this particular niche of people that view up the content, that grab it up.
What are you talking about? What are you rambling about? It wasn't viral.
So again, I hope this comes off as a little bit better, a little bit more professional on my end, because I did not consider how terrible I looked, especially how horrible that V-neck makes me look. I was trying to especially say, like...
Dude, do you look any different now? Are you genuinely under the belief that you look like a whole... like a load better now that you've like fixed up your appearance for this video? Do you genuinely think that? I'm baffled. I'm so confused.
I said it so badly. Like, yes, I'm not exactly attractive. I didn't get to choose the body I've been born into. So, a lot of things. But aside from that, I have some good news. I'm finally on the track to getting my transition surgery, so that'll be exciting. At least my first one.
Okay,
Still gotta wait
great.
for the other one. I'm not sure of the date of when either will happen, but I'm hoping that they will happen hopefully in the next few months, this year, sometime.
That's what you need. That's what you need. A cosmetic surgery. That's what you need right now when you can't even leave bed. You can't leave bed, can't hold a job, can't hold an apartment, can't hold a moderator position, can't stop meeting kids. You need surgery. That's the problem.
So that'll be nice to get rid of a particular stressor that causes me to feel a lot more lethargic and depressed. So yeah, that's part of it. Part of why I don't have a lot of energy in my life to do.
Yeah, you got to diet. You got to diet. You got to work out. That's what you got to do. I try that first. How about before we start lopping things off, let's go for a run. Let's stick to 3 meals a day. Just some suggestions. Yo, I'm just gonna mute alerts because that's the refreshing ones. Huge thank you to anyone who has a recurring membership today. Huge thank you. There's just quite a few.
So I have been getting more active in the community the last decade or so. So it's not like I'm completely stuck. It's just sometimes I'm just not able to get out as I want to. All right, so I'm trailing.
Listen, I'm not giving fitness advice. This is baseline. Just don't don't do things that are obviously going to put you in a horrific mental state to your body.
Off in my voice. But that was pretty much the gist of it. I think I'll redo that video in a much better way. It might take me some time. Hopefully I can re-upload it. But I will have to private it, because it is not exactly what I wanted to say. It needs to be redone. It needs to have more visual.
Yeah. Include the part about you trying to meet up with a 16-year-old next time. Make sure next time you make that video, you include the part where you use Tipster's Discord server to try and meet up with a 16-year-old trans girl from an abusive background. Make sure you include that part next time, okay?
Well, I think hopefully
that's quite important. I feel like that's like
so yeah,
I don't know why that was missed out of the first.
People are wanting to see the video.
Telling of this event
again sometime. Somebody did say to make it public again because they didn't feel it was that bad.
Yeah, sorry, I bullies. Anyone else joining right now? I guess I'll just recap. It was at the start of the video, so you may not be aware. In this video, this person says that part of the reason for their falling out with Tipster was a mishandling of this situation where there was a 16-year-old trans girl in Tipster's Discord who was going through emotional distress. This person swooped in, said, "Hey, it's okay, listen, I'll talk to you." They expressed ideation, I assume suicidal ideation, and that they were from an abusive background. And this person said, "That's okay. Worst comes to worst, you can get a train and come to me and stay with me." By their own admission, that's their story. That's their story. That's not my story. That's not me.
There's a few opinions here and there, like, yeah, it's pretty bad. It makes you look crazy. So this depends on the impression. There's always going to be those types of people that have like, like, I think I was kind of like laughing it off, the guy that reacted to my video. So I was laughing like a lot of the comments. I thought, yeah, I don't exactly look the greatest in that video. So I took the comments as like, yeah, I obviously look like shit. What the fuck was I doing? I was obviously I jumped into it thinking like, just get it over.
All you can think about is the fact people think you look ugly, not the fact you did something like kind of fucked. Two things that were kind of fucked. You soft doxed Tipster and you tried to meet up with a 16-year-old. But all you can think about is that you're ugly.
Over with. So I don't know what else to say. I just I really just wasn't looking my best, and I think I need to, well, I'd say at least looking my worst. I don't think I can look greatest unless I put on more makeup and stuff. So I got some makeup somewhere I could put on, some concealer next time, maybe, unless I use my VTuber for it. So think about that. Yeah, I didn't really say things as I wanted to say clearly, but I think I'll go through the script and probably end up cutting some things out anyway, because I feel like certain things I want to discuss or elaborate on should be in like a separate video about maybe more detail into what.
I believe they call that lipstick on a pig. I think
like
is
a whole mousy thing. I kind of like misspoke.
Turn of phrase.
On part of it, I didn't really explain what I wanted to or say how I wanted to say it. And like putting it in there just kind of seems like, I don't know, did I really need to go that long into it? Probably not. What I want to say is that not everybody fits into the definition of what's normal to society, but I think the definition of...
Oh, and now we're doing the gender non-conformity arguments. No, listen, you're just ugly. And also, being ugly isn't the point. You're also a terrible person. Like, doing seriously fucked up stuff and seeming to take no accountability whatsoever. Like, what was the reason for the soft doc? There was no justification for the soft doxing of Tipster. Why are you leaking his fucking payment details? Well, not payment details, but, you know, his, what was the phrase he would use for that? His wage information. Why are you leaking that? Why are you hinting towards the school he works at? What's the justification there? Especially when you're talking about the lolly stuff, but you're the one who tried to meet up with a kid. That's you.
Normal is pretty relative depending on where it's coming from. You know, certain context, what would be considered normal. Like, people in my community can have a definition of what's normal, and they could still disagree with me because they would consider me pretty normal and chill, in person especially. So I guess that's why I came off pretty calm when I was in the video, even though I said the most unhinged sounding shit.
Well, You mean like this one too, where you're also saying unhinged shit?
Yeah, I don't really care. In general,
You don't sound like you care in this 45-minute long video where you're just sitting there rambling.
I was just curious about what this guy was actually doing, how much he was earning, what was the reasons why he threw away some me and someone else who obviously is struggling with issues.
Listen, I'm being very generous to Tipster here, but I would hope it has something to do with the attempting to meet up with a 16-year-old is why he threw you out.
Discriminated against, I can't really. I wasn't able to hold down a job or a career because of it.
Because of what? Because of Tipster? Because of you couldn't hold down a job or career because of Tipster?
Someone else who obviously is struggling with issues that are discriminated.
Is it coming through? Before MTF/FTM surgery, reaching a healthier weight is primarily advised to minimize surgical risks, improve hormonal therapy effectiveness, as adipose are involved in testosterone/estrogen release. Yep, that sounds right. That sounds correct.
Against, I can't really. I wasn't able to hold down a job or a career because of it. And it's easy to not understand and not learn about it when it's right there and just throw somebody aside. I was homeless. I was anti, like, I'm against the system putting people into poverty and homelessness in the first place before even ended up homeless. Because I kind of knew it could happen to me, so, and it ended up happening.
I think it was probably very predictable. I'm going to be real.
Life. That said,
no, you guys are right. I do need to. I actually need to
really
eat.
appreciate.
I actually need to eat really bad. I'm actually fucking starving. I got to be real with you guys, but we are pushing through right now.
We'll finish this people first. Just throw away somebody clearly in distress, clearly typing out a lot because they're under a lot of anxiety for certain reasons.
Oh, I'm gonna get cereal. I think I'm lazy.
My situation and whatnot, I keyed into that. For me, it's like, yeah, okay, Tipster can relate to Keffels, who is drug addicted, but he doesn't seem to understand how somebody else can key into other things like myself. And for that, I see he lacks a lot of empathy. They both cover that level of emotions that they can experience without drugs and alcohol. And maybe empathize a little better as to how others might react or act and feel. And it's not like...
but it's not... Okay, sorry. I'm underselling myself. It's not laziness. I don't want to take extended period away from stream, okay? I want to be able to grab cereal, quickly eat it, and carry on streaming, okay? I'm being... I shouldn't have accepted. I shouldn't have put the framing of laziness on myself there, because that is not the case.
Particular person was, or particular individual was being like really vile in the chat at first, and the moderator in particular didn't handle the situation appropriately, from what I saw.
I'm just so hard on myself, aren't I, guys? I'm just always so hard on myself. You guys know me. I'm just always self-flagellating. I should really give myself a break sometimes, I think. Let's give myself some credit.
I don't think it'll be past a lot of people to agree with me how corrupt a lot of communities and Discord can be, but that could be said for a lot of communities, even old communities back in the day. Growing up in the 90s, there was plenty of like online web forums and that, and I think some people like to say it was better then, but I don't know. I've been in plenty of web forum communities that were pretty bad at the time too. Just depends on where you went. I think with a lot of the way the level of insanity goes on the internet and social media, YouTube, all that, I think people are just quicker to react and make up assumptions rather than think about the alternatives that, okay, you can talk it out with someone. I think in terms of the way that the particular moderator in question did not take this person and have a timeout feature.
This is not my... Dean Samet is not my alt, by the way, guys. This is not my alt account. Just clarifying. This is not my alt account. I believe Dean Samet... You left out the part where I'm just too normal. I'm just too normal for everyone here, and that's their problem with me. I'm just way too normal. I'm not schizo like everyone else with a T.
in the server, which I'm kind of surprised given the amount of years that Tipster apparently had the server and moderator. I had suggested a spam bot, an anti-spam bot, to cut back a lot of the spam that happened last time with particular trolls that came in. That was implemented after I suggested it. Granted, I probably would have suggested a timeout feature if I was still there at the time, and that this person should have been. I even told her, or told them in some way, on like Twitter or Blue Sky, that they should have the timeout feature, a mute feature, to take this person to the side and have in a private chat, not have them be able to spell it out all out in the server. And of course, they posted a the teabag meme in the chat because they knew they were going to get banned anyway, kicked for, you know, just. It was particularly stressful. I don't think this person should have been banned. They should at least give him like a timeout and a warning, and like some time to.
You shouldn't let any fucking 16-year-olds into your server. Why are you letting kids in? Why do you want 16 and 17-year-olds in your fucking Discord server? Why not just have it as a rule? Adults only. Why would you ever want 16 and 17-year-olds in your Discord server? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Chill out.
I do understand why someone might want them there. But if you're not like trying to fuck them, like I don't understand why someone would take that risk. It just makes me think you're trying to fuck them. Because I just don't know why else you would take the risk other than to exploit it.
It was definitely like, yeah, you're being crazy, so we're going to ban you. That's not supporting people with mental health issues. So I'm still on the leftist spear because I disavow these people.
Yeah, like you people, you're not therapists. You're not trained in any way. You don't have background checks done. You should not be intervening in 16 and 17-year-olds' mental health and abuse struggles. You should at most be directing them towards resources that will help. At most. At fucking most.
As leftists, as they do buy into the status quo and the system as a whole.
Preferably just fucking stay away from them, frankly, if you're like this. Like, if you're this much of a mess, just stay well away.
A lot of money, they have become corrupted as a result. Like, you can't tell me that these people are leftists if they're not really abiding by the principles of being a leftist and not to let the money and status corrupt their viewpoints on others. And they do. So that's a load of crap. And tell me that these people are leftists if they're not really abiding by the principles of being a leftist and not to let the money and status corrupt their viewpoints on others. And they do. So that's a load of crap. And it is apparent that Tipster is a grifter and gets in just trying to leech off of others, like Keffels and that, trying to get in anybody he can to, I don't know, attempt to get more popularity, more relevancy somehow. I also have seen him go at Alec Gunter at one point. I didn't know he was in support of Tipster. I ended up following him at one point for a particular video. I can't remember what. And once I found out how supportive he was of Tipster, when I saw him in the chat during one live stream, and Alec was like, yeah, come on and we'll talk about it. I was like, doesn't feel like he's heard about the recent issues. Like, I guess it's not surprising to me that he goes after other boomers when he's a boomer himself.
Please don't get closer to the camera. Please do not get closer to the camera.
Like,
you are like 40. You're like 40.
Boomer in some ways, I suppose.
You're like 40.
Posting that really crappy video just kind of like as if I was posting something to Facebook rather than try and focus on it. So I tried to look at least a little better today and feel better. So yeah, that particular incident was frustrating to me. So I've been trying to like spend some time trying to really think about it. And yeah,
this is
mixed opinions. Again, some people were like appreciative of the leak because he lies a lot about working in a corporate job, trying to relate to people who have corporate jobs when he really doesn't. And there was a particular video of him going like not knowing how to open a particular application, and it's like, no way would a tech person in corporate not know how to open a basic application. Like, Anyway, that's the joke of it.
But I didn't even... Did they even demonstrate that Tipster had lied about this? Like, what... Do we know what Tipster's specific job is? Is he just a teacher? Or is there a chance that maybe he works in some sort of administrative role in a school and he says corporate to avoid people knowing that he works at a school? Because that obviously can cause a bunch of fucking issues if he wants to talk about controversial things online. Is it possibly that he does something akin to being in a corporate situation, in sort of like an administration role? He's not a teacher, IT admin. Yeah, so I can imagine him saying something like corporate to try and avoid talking about the fact he's actually a teacher, because obviously that's a very fucking hot subject. It's IT, yes, everyone's saying IT admin. Does he say that? Does he say IT admin? You can work at school, have little to no interactions with kids. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's really not a lot of things in the world that I strive for anymore. I used to. I worked for corporate at one point because it was a job that was the one thing that I felt like that I could do. And there's just too much easy discrimination.
So it just seems like he's got a technical job. He didn't want people talking about the fact he worked at a school, and you've just gone like, oh yeah, he works. By the way, guys, he works at a fucking school. Like, there was no need to expose this at all. It's obvious what's going on there. If you take 2 seconds to fucking think about it, it's pretty clear that he'll talk vaguely about a technical corporate IT job because he works at a school, but he does IT. He doesn't work around kids, so that's not really relevant. And he's trying not to be too specific so that people don't fuck with it, so that people don't drag the school into it, don't cause issues for the kids or him. Let's just stop for 2 seconds and think, why would he be doing this? It's very fucking obvious. But no, instead we're soft doxing his paycheck and point out that he works at school because he defends a lot of the online while you're trying to meet up with 16-year-olds. Okay. I'm just...
Just here and there, they'll think you're not worth their time. So yeah, I mean, that's just about the gist of it, I feel. Maybe I kind of trail off in the end. Here, I don't know what to say. So I don't know, I feel like even the thumbnail's pretty trashy. Looking back on it, I could probably do a lot better. So that's pretty much the gist of that, what I wanted to really get out there, and I feel like this is probably an easier way to explain it. The whole situation.
Really? You think you've got everything? This is a horrific video.
I don't often want to be a moderator on a lot of channels. I'm not a particular person that enjoys being a moderator.
Doubts.
Particular struggles that I have, but I felt like there really wasn't too much to deal with. In terms of that, I felt like I was ready for that type of position. I don't know. It's just a stupid Discord server in the end of things. So I don't care.
Yeah, so why are you soft doxing, pointing to a school over it, and why are you trying to meet up with minors from it?
The fact that this particular person that I was supportive to and helpful to.
Yeah, you've been real supportive.
I have to break through a lot of that shit, and it's not okay to just toss people out and kick and ban as you feel like, and treat people like other shit. Because yeah, you do stress people out. It is a way of gaslighting. You have basically made this individual feel like she was at fault for being kicked, even though it was a responsibility of the moderators to mitigate and de-escalate the situation a lot better. I hear a lot of arguments like that, like YouTubers are not journalists. So I think the same argument will be said like, oh, well, Discord moderators are not psychologists or specialists. Yeah, well, at least learn to understand psychology a bit, educate yourself, learn into it, understand how to mitigate. There's courses in college for that. I'm sorry that you have to hear the word college, especially as an American. I know how expensive that could be. But pay for a fucking course. Go to one course somewhere. Go to a college that at least has a proper course on it. Don't take a course that acts like Steve Wilkos and decides to yell and scream and shit on people for, just having the flaws that people can have. that's why even looking at the situation with Trump supporters, it could be complicated. It could be difficult to look at that and go, yeah, people are obviously scared and going off the rails because of whatever situation they're in. It was convenient to that. So yeah, it can be hard to look at someone and look at what they're saying or what they're doing. I'm not comparing that to the situation at all, but, you know, as to look at something more extreme and see a person that's still a human being, you still need to do that, because if you're being a leftist, you're not holding up to those principles by, like, not understanding the basic concepts of how to be compassionate to people, even those online, because you don't know why they're there, you don't know where they're from or what their lives are like, and you decide to treat them like shit just because of what they're saying in the moment. That's utter shit. You're not
moron,
you're not a leftist,
knock a dragger, loser, don't care.
Compassionate.
It's all about nothing.
And it's pretty crazy to me that Tipster's against, like, pedojacking, but he's willing to pedojack people he feels like. And I heard a rumor from the server that apparently somebody said that I was probably a pedophile for, like...
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say pedophile. That's got quite a specific meaning of someone who's got a primary or exclusive attraction to prepubescent children. I would, however, say you're suspected of grooming. You're a suspected predator. There's a chance you're a pedophile. There's a chance. I'd say it's unlikely. You were arguably targeting a 16-year-old. So it's unlikely you're a pedophile. I wouldn't say pedophile. But, you know, we're getting there. We're close. We're hitting some points around the edge. Lowercase p, pedophile. Colloquial pedophile.
Being in a, like, friendly conversation with this person because they were underage. Like, I think this whole stupid other topic, like, it's weird for an adult to be a friend with someone underage. I don't think that's entirely true. I just think it depends on the circumstance, and not being a fucking creep or weirdo about it.
Excuse me? Sorry? Do you want to just repeat that again for me? Would you like just... Could you just... Let's say that again.
In a, like, friendly conversation with this person because they were underage.
Just had a friendly conversation with
Like,
a person because they were underage.
I think there's this whole stupid other topic, like, it's weird for an adult to be a friend with someone underage. I don't think that's entirely true. I just think it depends on the circumstance, and not being
just
a fucking
friendly
creep or weirdo about it. Like,
just friendly.
Be, you know, a friend.
Just friendly. When you find someone and your introduction to them is they're in a mental health crisis in a Discord server, talking about their abusive parents, how they want to kill themselves, and how they're trans, and you go, "Wow, we can be friends, 16-year-old. We can be friends. Come live with me." Okay.
And a friendship isn't, like, intimate or something weird or sexual.
Quite
Unless you're,
intimate to
like,
live
a
with
weird
someone.
person that's into, like,
definitionally, that's quite intimate. You're, like, within close quarters.
Benefits. That's your thing. I don't see people as, or friendships as, like, something that can lead to something sexual. That's not my nature. Especially considering I am asexual. See, like, you know,
can't be a groomer. I'm asexual. I can't be a groomer. I'm asexual. Well done. Amazing. I'm so impressed. What the fuck? We're breaking new ground. Truly, I've never heard this fucking excuse before. Can't think of another time this has come through. Jesus Christ. They really think they can just get away with anything, can't they? They really think asexual is just a cheat code. They just think that you just say that you don't want to fuck, and that means that there's no way you could have ever done anything wrong. There's no way there could be any impropriety because you told us that you don't want to fuck.
because they were underage. Like, I think there's this whole stupid other topic, like, it's weird for an adult to be a friend with someone underage. I don't think that's entirely true. I just think it depends on the circumstance.
Dude, this
and
is
not
ill.
being a fucking
This is
creep
so
or
ill.
weirdo about it. Like, you can still be, you know, a friend. A friendship isn't like intimate or something weird or sexual. Unless
you're
you're like a
fucking
weird
weird.
person that's into like friends with benefits. That's your thing. I don't see people as or friendships as like something that can lead to something sexual. That's not my nature. Especially considering I am asexual. Like, what motive do I have as an asexual, for one thing? Like, that makes no goddamn sense.
Well, you've told us you're asexual, so there's absolutely no way you could possibly be a pedophile or a groomer. Because what you told us that's the case. So, I mean, just interact, be free, go into the primary school. You can hang out with all the kids you want, because you told us you're asexual, which means there is no concern.
So if anybody's going to be a friend
This person's
to
about
someone
40,
underage,
Bumba.
it might as well be me.
Is this the Vosh rape cage argument? Someone's going to rape the girl in the cage. It might as well be me.
Like, that makes no goddamn sense. So if anybody's going to be a friend to someone underage, it might as well be me, who is not interested in, like, being a fucking creeper weirdo. And I don't know if it was necessarily Tipster who said that directly. It wasn't really clear if he engaged in
He
that
should have.
type of conversation or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was still like, oh yeah, maybe, like, I don't know. Someone brought it up. It's fine. I mean, it's easy to assume that, but not everybody on like the internet or the world is going to be a creep or weirdo. But I think it's pretty telling that there is a lot of creeps on the internet, but it's just how it is with creeps. They want to have easy access to, you know, their own fucking desires. So there you go.
They wanna have easy access to vulnerable people. So what they do is they do things like become moderators in Discord servers, and then when they find someone who is underage and in emotional distress, they may position themselves as a caretaker or a helper, and even maybe offer a place of sanctuary to which this person can travel away from anyone else who might be able to intervene in any actions. That's what someone might do if they were a creep trying to get access to children. That's what someone might do.
The Tipster mod joke goes into the whole idea of like, ooh, they could be a pedo. Yeah, but not always. Not every moderator is, obviously. Obviously, there's
what a far-fetched harebrained scheme. It's, dude. Oh man, it's so over for these people.
a lot of toxic people in these communities because they're under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. I still humanize that. I still humanize the people, the moderators that I was with.
They almost got away with it too.
I understand that probably certain circumstances have like skewed their opinion, especially the particular moderator that was helping me with the particular individual, the girl. So I'm disappointed that there was this kind of like 180 on people that were supportive initially towards me and this individual. That is extremely disappointing to me, and I'm saddened that people are willing.
I can't believe the Discord server didn't approve of me trying to meet up with this 16-year-old. I can't believe the Discord server didn't approve of me trying to move a 16-year-old into my fucking impoverished squalor chinchilla dropping covered apartment where I make the most rancid eggs you've ever seen and don't clean and lay there rotting all day every day. Jesus.
to, side with someone based on their virality or status over somebody else that's nobody to them. That just goes to show that they're not following the principles or values that they spout. So, I'm still a leftist. I'm not the radical extremist that like try and put on a mask, because that's what it is. So there's like trying to take
Like
a
Dream.
position of righteousness to look like the better person. There's a lot of purists that like to say,
Put on the mask.
if you were once racist, you can never be a leftist or whatever. Even just like, like there's particular people. Like, you're ridiculous. Like, I think sometimes the best people are the ones that grow from making mistakes.
I wish it was put on the mask.
Does say I've made mistakes? Probably. Oh yeah. But
Yeah, you gotta almost groom a few kids before you learn, right, guys? We've all been there. We've all been there.
I don't know.
We've all been there.
Whip.
What was that? What are you fucking?
I need another whip.
What is that? Is that a fucking vape or what is going on there? Is that a weed vape?
I need another whip. Made me feel good in the first place. Yeah, that's gonna be the gist of it, I feel. So thank you for watching, and I'll hope to get that script edited. I'm not guaranteeing it'll be right away. That said, will it be relevant? I don't know, depends. I feel like Tipster will slowly fall into irrelevancy. I do kind of see what he's kind of pulling with, like, Gamergate 2.0. I think he's trying to push a narrative. I think he's trying to push that against Boogie. I think he's trying to create a new grift. Gamergate 2.0. So this topic about
Boogie, wait, sorry, Tipster is literally against the Gamergate 2.0 shit. How is he trying?
Gamergate 2.0, I feel like Tipster's trying to push and grift a new type of content. Since he's the one that brought it up, that he's worried about Gamergate 2.0. I mean, it's already been kind of like up and down.
This is a wide topic.
But if there's any Gamergate content, I'm steering away from it. And I advise others do that too. Yeah, so I better cut it out here. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll get that video edited sometime in the next month or so. Hopefully.
Months to redo that video. So what a fucking horrible person. What an awful person. What a terrible individual. What a... Tipster made the right call, demodding that freak. That is a shocking Tipster W.